Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulil Kareem. Assalamu alaikum. This is your brother AbdelRahman Murphy here with another reminder on how to keep Ramadan alive. You know, part of Ramadan that's so miraculous and actually quite amazing is how it brings people together. You know, from the beginning, let's talk about from the family, right? There could be some sort of awkward tension in the home. Maybe parents and kids kind of like are having arguments, or siblings are fighting, or people just don't talk that much, you know, in the home. Ramadan is a time, because we're fasting the entire day together and we have to break fast together, that families seem to come together. And even, you know, mental health experts and family therapists always recommend having at least one meal a day together. And Ramadan, subhanAllah, does that. You know, everyone breaks fast with their loved ones, whether it's a whole family, whether it's, you know, friends, that roommates or spouses, everyone comes together and has that meal together. And then at the community level, you find that some masajid, a lot of masajid, try to provide iftar. They try to provide some sort of meal at the end of the day so that people can break fast with each other. And then at the very least, you find that people are, you know, praying together, Salat al-Isha, Salat al-Tarawih, and then hopefully Salat al-Fajr. Ramadan has a unique social dynamic that brings people together. And part of that is a strong reminder that we find in this month that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who forgives, and if this month is the month where we seek the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then this month should also be the month where we forgive other people and seek their forgiveness. This reminder today, brothers and sisters, is about mending relationships with others. This is a month, this is a time where people's hearts are open, where shaitan has been chained up, where people are generally in a good mood. Even though they're hungry and thirsty all day, they realize, see, taqwa has that effect on your heart. Taqwa just makes you want to get things right. It makes you want to right things that were wrong before and clear the air between people. And so this is a time in these last 10 nights where if you have any ill between you and another person, or if someone has something that they've done wrong to you, that you forgive them. You know, Aisha radiallahu anha, our mother, she teaches us that there's a dua the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he used to frequently say in these last nights, Allahumma innaka afuun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna, or fa'fu anni if you're talking about me, you know, individually. Oh Allah, you are the pardoner and you love to pardon, so please pardon me or pardon us. And when we think about pardoning, right? The act of pardoning someone, you pardon them because they've done something wrong to you and you have the ability to punish them, right? So if someone has wronged you and you have the ability to punish them, or you have the right to punish them, then pardoning them is the act of forgiveness. And that's what we're asking from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so most people, when someone says to you like, hey, just forgive this person, what's the response? No, man, they wronged me. They did me wrong. Yeah, of course they did. That's why you have to forgive them, right? If someone didn't do you wrong, then no one would be asking you to forgive that person, right? So if someone did you wrong, forgive them. Be the bigger person. Find it in your heart to let it go. There's a really amazing story about a man who walks into the masjid, and the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was sitting with his companions, with his homies, radiallahu anhum, and he said to them, the next person that walks in is rajulun min ahli Jannah, is a man from the people of Jannah. And so obviously, all the companions, because he's a person from Jannah, all their ears perk up and they start, you know, red flags, start looking around, they start waiting for the person, intently watching on the door. And for us, even sitting here today, we may not be in that gathering, but at least our hearts should become alert. Like, what quality does this person have that we should try to achieve? So a man walks in and they notice that there's nothing really special looking about him, that he was just coming in to pray. He had his wudu, you know, he was coming in to pray. And so Abdullah bin Amr al-As radiallahu anhuma, afterwards he's like, you know, I want to find out what's so special about this guy. And so he goes and he actually tells the Sahabi, the Rajul min Ahl Jannah, the man from people of Jannah, he says, you know, I got into a little bit of a, you know, difficult situation at home. I want to spend some time. Can I spend some time here with you? And he said, sure. So he actually ended up spending 3 days with the man. And he notes, he comments, he says, I can't find anything particularly amazing about him. You know, he's just kind of like us. He's just like another companion. He does his worship. He doesn't really do anything extra credit. So finally on the last day, Abdullah, he gets kind of frustrated and he starts, you know, go up to me. He's like, you know, I'm not really in need of a place to stay. I just wanted to see, the Prophet ﷺ said this about you and I don't know why. And the guy goes, really? The Prophet ﷺ said that about me? I can't really think of any reason why he would call me a person from Jannah. So Abdullah gets a little bit, you know, kind of upset, a little frustrated. He starts heading towards the door and the man says, there might be one thing though. And he says, what's that? He goes, every night before I go to sleep, I make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and I tell Allah, I said, oh Allah, I forgive everybody who's wronged me. And this act alone was enough that the Prophet ﷺ could guarantee that this man will be in paradise. Just that act alone. Nothing else. You know, we think to ourselves, what's going to get us in paradise? We think about donating a ton of money. We think about praying all night, fasting every other day, making Hajj 47 times in our life. How many of us think to ourselves, man, just forgiving everybody on a nightly basis will inshallah put me in Jannah? What an amazing, you know why? Because it's difficult to do. Use these last 10 nights, harness this power from Ramadan, these first 20 days, and forgive people and seek forgiveness from people. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow us to practice everything that has been said and heard and allow us to mend our relationships, and so we can keep this Ramadan alive after the days have passed. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.